Hi there, welcome to Prime Time. I'm Paul Orford and I'm back with Zoran Radovanovic, who was on the last cover of Game Changers. Absolutely knocked it out of the park, huge amount of views.
Thank you.
I've got him back after the lockdown.
Exactly.
And what I'm going to do, just let you speak. So I was going to bring up the subject. Zoran, tell me your thoughts on banking post-lockdown.
Wow, this is the hot topic. I could talk forever, but yes, you're right. This is the main topic. I'm receiving like 5 calls per day, people asking me, hey, why bank shut down my account, why they block my payments, block my deposits, etc., etc. So I think this is the hot spot and hot topic that we could discuss forever. But the point is maybe to bring awareness to those that are running the banks on what's going on today and what's going on in the banking internationally, because I believe Cyprus belongs to European markets, you know.
Now, last time we were on, we weren't too bad on the Cyprus banks, but we kind of put the boot in a little bit about some of their methods and things. So, do you want to elaborate a bit more on anything that's changed since then?
Well, I don't think that much things have changed in Cyprus. I'm expecting to change in terms of banking, especially if we talk about international banking. And we have to say that 80% of large corporates in Cyprus are doing international banking. Obviously, we have a lot of big local players, but compliance, KYC, and payments in a local market are, of course, much easier and much easier to control than those that are actually majority of our market. The issue, my opinion, the issue we have is completely our basic points are not the same. Let's talk about the regulator and the bank. Regulator doesn't matter if it's the bank, Cyprus National Bank or European Central Bank or Bank of England. The bank is their client.
Yeah.
So if regulator comes to the bank and say yes, no, you can do this, you cannot do this, this is not a relationship with the client. If the central banks are not listening the banking needs, they will not be able to advance their procedures, to advance their requirements, and they will not allow end users to step forward into the new banking generation. So this is the first point that I have to say I'm impressed with the FCA. I think that FCA is probably the only regulatory body that you have in Europe, if we take in consideration CySEC, Central Bank of Cyprus, ESMA. The FCA is the only regulatory body that talks to their clients, to banks or EMIs or whoever they regulate,
right.
Financial institution in general. The rest of the regulatory bodies are just yes or no people. Right. And the question mark is, okay, why do we need then people in the central bank? We could create a software. So you click the button, yes, click the button, no, okay, thank you, goodbye. So how they will keep their jobs if they're not willing to listen what market needs are?
Okay, so there's 2 things there. Number one, to be a really successful regulator and to have banks and institutions come to you, you've got to work as a team essentially to say, not to like let everybody come in and for it to be an absolute disaster. But number 2, do you think they're also kind of protecting their own jobs? Because look, with EMIs coming in with what you know and what you've got, etc., is this the way forward?
FCA gave 2-3 weeks ago one excellent report on future of European banking, and they are predicting that in a period of next 5 years, EMIs and neobanks and digital banks will take over 85% of the market share. That means it's not about EMIs, it's about what's wrong with the banks. If they will lose 85%, even if they lose 50% of the market share, what these people will do? How many employees we have in Barclays? 20,000, Royal Bank of Scotland, Bank of Cyprus here. So what these guys will do? What they will do? They will be what? Depository for EMI. And they will give loans, nothing else. Maybe you buy car or you buy house and that's it. You will not have any needs to go to the bank anymore. Because why you will go to the bank if the bank will tell you no or yes? The banker used to be your best friend. Today, banker is a no person. And you don't want to deal with the no people, you want to deal with the yes people. It's very simple in life, you know, you don't want a friend who will always tell you no. So,
you met my wife. I should apologise.
Cheers, Sam. No, what I'm saying is that the thing is that this crucial change needs to happen.
Yeah.
The question is, who will take a first move? Would that be the clients? No, because we are not asked for anything.
Yeah.
You know, no one did a survey. Everybody's asking me for documents. Hey, give me update documents on this and that. But nobody asked me, hey, how do you feel about the banking today?
Yeah.
So we are end users.
Right.
But what about the banks? Let's assume the bank is a supermarket. So you go into the supermarket and you take your favorite feta. And on your way back to the cashier, someone from supermarket stops you and say, hey, sir, this feta is not good. Put it back. So this is the banking today. I mean, if feta is not good, meaning if my client's transactions are not approved, why you didn't ask me this before opening of bank account? Why you opened me the bank account, you gave me the fees, you gave me the cards, and then when I want to make a transaction, you don't allow me to do a transaction. Why you didn't come and ask, hey, Zoran, what are your transactions, transaction chart?
Yeah.
Show me your top 5 customers, fund in, funds out.
Yeah.
Simple as that. And then before you open my account, you can tell me, Zoran, we don't want you to transfer money from these jurisdictions. We don't want you to work with these jurisdictions. What is happening now in Cyprus is, if you are receiving funds from any of red light jurisdictions, including Baltic states that are members of European Union, you might wait 10 to 12 days to clear the money. So what's the point of meaning word SEPA? SEPA means instant payments within European Union. You receive money within hours or day. But if I'm waiting money from Lithuania to come 12 hours because someone said it's a red light, then I don't see the point of future, how you will solve this issue that you have for the last 2 years. It's not me, it's my client. I'm providing service and they're paying me. I don't care if they pay from Lithuania or any other country. It's their right, you know.
All right, cool. So the big buzzword at the moment is EMI. All right.
Yeah.
Can you do us a favor? Could you just explain? Because look, you're the man in the know. So explain to the viewers what EMI is and how it's good for them as well.
Since we spoke last time was like 2 months ago, before Corona, February, something like that. But a lot of things have changed, and in our side, I think that we are live by August 1st. On the one side, on the other side, now through this process of implementing EMI, I learn a lot of things, and this is the best thing that happens to me, that I learn about digital payments, I learn about technology, and I learn how much technology can help us in doing our day-to-day business. And the future of EMIs is exactly that. Knowing your customer is not only filling the form. Know your customer is also understanding where the customer goes, where the future of business goes. And EMIs are companies specialized in payments. And they don't focus into housing loans, into cash loans, into this business, that business, documentary business, LCs, settlements. They focus only into payments.
Right.
And they have a niche. And that's why FCA wrote it down in the report that most of the corporates in 5 years from now, 85% of them will have accounts with EMIs.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the bank, most likely they will ask you 10 ridiculous questions and one good question when you're opening an account. When you go to EMI, you will have a list of 10 very reasonable questions, like who is paying you, where the money goes. So you will feel free and more reluctant to do transactions to the banks, because you never know when they're going to block your money, or do they even know what you're doing. Rather than EMI, where everything is digitalized, where you report your transactions, you get immediately answer yes, no, you can do it, welcome. Maybe some fees in EMIs are higher than in the banks, because EMIs, they must use banks as a custodian, so they have to top up their fee. But still, if we are talking about few euros difference, I'm very sure clients would like to feel more safe and use the EMI. On the other side, EMI has no risk on your funds, because your funds are with the banks, not with the EMI. EMI is a fintech that is just executing payments and it is fully regulated like the bank. So this is the shortly why prediction on EMIs are extremely positive comparing to the banks, because EMI is bringing something new and banks are not bringing anything old, and old was good. So this is what's going on now, and I'm very happy when I see that only in UK you have like 50 to 100 applications per year for new EMIs. I mean, it's excellent. That means you have first competition. The competition creates the market pricing. So the clients will be more happy because of the competition. They will have a better pricing. And the quality as well. You will be able to choose the quality. Only 5 years ago, we had only 5 EMIs in Europe. Now we have over 200, So, and I believe that in next years will be more and more. And even the large corporates that are not coming from the banking sector will start incorporating their own EMIs in order to control their expenses in the first place and in order to control their cash flow as well. Yeah. So I see win-win for both, for guys coming from banking industry and from large corporates. And I think for next 5 years, probably as they predict, one of the best investments for private equities and hedge funds would be to invest in EMIs.
All right, cool. So an EMI, how hard is it to get one, and how hard is it to run one? Like, is it labor intensive? Do I need to employ many people? Or?
From regulatory point of view, again, I have to go back to FCA as my wrapper. I think it's very clear. There are rules who can run the EMI, what is the background of this person. It's pretty much similar like in banks. So you need to pass fit and proper procedure as a UBO and as a management. In terms of employees, why EMIs are more safe than the banks? Because technology is so advanced today that to start up EMI you don't need more than 4 to 6 people. What is not in the banking sector. In the banking sector, you only need 4 to 6 people for one branch. We don't talk about the head office. So the technology that EMIs are using are in cloud, and it's extremely advanced. You have players today that are valued between 500 and 1 billion. So the technology players, they are providing software. And these software have been widely used by the other EMIs. So you can check, you can get a reference and everything. In terms of fit and proper, I would say it's pretty much similar to the banks. But in terms of operational side, because these companies are focused only into payments, into one service, they are well-known, educated, and they know what they are doing. What is contrary from the banks, where the bank employees, they are working as a tellers, giving you cash, or they are writing you LCs, or they are giving you cards, or they are doing a lot of different things that they never focus into one area.
All right, now you've got a huge background in banking and stuff like that. If someone's to open an EMI, do you think they could mentally handle it from a different industry? Like, for example, someone who owns a FX brokerage, for example, because we've got a lot of brokerage owners who watch this, could they spin off and have an EMI as well?
As I mentioned to you last time we spoke, I mean, EMI is a perfect product for FX businesses and CIFs and in generally companies managing third-party funds, because you already have a client database. So you have Forex companies in Cyprus with 10, 20, 30,000 clients. So can you imagine if you're selling 5,000 cards to your 30,000 customers that are anyhow using your Forex services? So it's a perfect tool. It's for Forex, EMI is just the product. Right. That they can combine with their product. Then the settlements, you don't have to go to the banks and be highly charged for your settlements. All B2B payments can be done through your EMI. So on the one side, you have the responsibility managing compliance, but you already have the responsibility managing compliance when you are a Forex company. So for me, it's a perfect thing, and I know that many large Forex companies in Cyprus are in the process of establishing EMIs, or they already have their own EMIs. I know at least 5-6 of them. So it's the smart thing to do. Not only is it like your plan B for the future for your brokerage, because who knows what could happen with Forex, no one knows. And it just seems all right. You will have an outlay of finances to cover the technology, etc. But for sure, you're going to get this back easily. Definitely, and it's also a good educational tool for your clients of EMI who are not your clients of Forex. So you can use this knowledge of your customer to educate them and make them use your Forex services as well. So it can be a cross-selling tool. But the good starting point is that you're not starting from minus. You have customers. You have database of your customers.
So what about Cytec then? Do you think there'd ever be a Cypriot EMI or something like this, or do they have one?
They are in Cyprus 3 or 4 licenses. I happen to know 2 of them, and I have to tell you they are on European level one of the biggest EMIs. 2 that I know in Cyprus, meaning that Cyprus has this core muscle of clients that you can use. Means that we live maybe in the island with only about 900,000, 1 million population, but we still have over 2 million registered companies. So, and these 2 companies that I know, they are among top 5 in Europe, and they started from scratch, and they started maybe 2-3 years ago. and now they're among top 5s in Europe.
What would their turnover be then, do you think?
Over 10, 15 billion per year. Yeah.
So it's kind of like, the new territory. You know, like when everyone started in Forex, the spreads are wide, etc., and you could charge whatever.
Very good very good comparison. It's pretty much similar when Forex started in Cyprus, and it was slow, and then just the boom. So it's same with the EMIs. I think that good for Cyprus is we are moving into this fintech future, and we are not much behind big players. And big players for me are UK and Lithuania in terms of EMIs. But I don't think Cyprus is the thing we need to work on it in Cyprus is a regulator. The regulator is in very difficult position because regulator already has a banks. So me coming with a 350,000 euro capital and another 300,000 investment, I'm fully competition to the bank that have spent billions here in their operation. But this is the question for the regulator. If regulator doesn't want the EMIs because they would like to protect the local banking industry, then they should come out clean and say, guys, go home. Okay. But if regulator wants the EMIs, then they have to come up and make the regulation be as much flexible as the other countries. Because in Cyprus, for the EMI license, you might wait 12 months, 18 months, you might get never. In UK with FCA, you will get your license in a period between 3 and 7 months, depending on you how fast you provide documents and how fast you pass fit and proper procedure. So I think that, again, question of us here in Cyprus, what we want to do, where we want to be in 5 years from now. Did we make a good regulation on forex companies? Yes, we have 700 registered licensed forex companies in Cyprus. So someone came and said, the strategy is we go to SIFs, investment firms. They created a law, the investors start coming in, and today we are, after London, the second place in Europe with the turnovers and volume of investment firms. So the question is also for the regulator on EMIs. Would you like us to come here and do business, or you prefer to keep the business in the banks? Then we have a sub-question. If you open Cyprus investment firm, forex company in Cyprus, most likely you will not get a bank account. So can you imagine I'm paying holiday to Spain and I have a hotel on the beach, but I'm not allowed to swim. So this is the situation we have now. So again, this is not because of the banks, this is because of the regulator. So this is what, when we spoke last time, I said, needs to be organized between the regulator and the financial institution, including the banks, forex brokers, EMIs, where they can openly talk about issues and obstacles they face and how to solve these issues. So this is what we have today. I have a calls every day from forex companies being in Cyprus, hiring dozens of people and not be able to even have a bank account. So why they will be in Cyprus? They will go to London, they will go to Germany or Switzerland, I don't know. So that's the main obstacle we have right now.
All right, well look, we better wrap it up there because the time's running out on the camera there. But look, anyone who's interested in EMI, this is the man to come to, knows it inside out. What's the best way to get hold of you, Zoran?
No, the best is through LinkedIn or email, everything is on LinkedIn. So
Breinrock.com, yeah?
Breinrock.com is our website, exactly.
Go to LinkedIn, he'll always get back to you. And I think it's really worth looking at if you're a forex brokerage owner, looking at the next 5 or 10 years in business, because you do need that plan B.
Exactly.
All right, cheers, Zoran.
Cheers, Paul. Thank you very much.
Pleasure. Cheers. See you, everyone. Bye.